Revenge in Shakespeare's play Hamlet in modern society. What is revenge? The dictionary definition for revenge is the action of inflicting hurt or harm on someone for an injury or wrong suffered at their hand. It is a common and important theme of many Shakespeare's tragedies. Then there's a question, what do individuals try to revenge? It often happens under three circumstances. First, to defend for the sabotage and loss of belief, culture, religion, and one's own life. Second, fatal injury or death caused to friends or family. Last but not least, experience of fairness or inequality. The number of terrorist incidents, death, and injury has increased drastically in the last decade. Here are some real-life examples of revenge that caused tremendous loss to hundreds of families in their country. On July 7, 2005, a series of coordinated terrorist suicide bomb attack in London, United Kingdom, which targeted civilians traveling on the city's public transport system during the morning rush hour, causing 56 deaths and 784 injuries. On November 13, 2015, a series of coordinated terrorist attacks occurred in France, Paris. Suicide bombers struck a football match and followed by several mass shootings and suicide bombing, causing 137 deaths and 413 injuries. The worst and most catastrophic terrorism attack occurred on September 11, 2001. 4 passenger airplanes hijacked by Al-Qaeda terrorists and hit the World Trade Center, state of Pennsylvania, and Pentagon, causing 2,996 deaths and over 6,000 injuries and over $10 billion in infrastructure and property damage. The following video gives a description to the damage and the footage after the second airplane climbed the South Tower.
September 11th, 2001. A day of grief. A day of courage. This is how that day unfolded.
My daughter called me. She said, a plane just flew into the World Trade Center. I said, nah, you gotta be kidding. It's gotta be a Piper Cub or some clown was flying down the river.
At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 from Boston, with 92 aboard, traveling at a speed of 470 miles per hour, strikes the North Tower of the World Trade Center complex. Within minutes, officials coordinate the citywide emergency response. Their base of operations is a state-of-the-art command center located on the 23rd floor of 7 World Trade Center. With one tower in flames, the tragedy is only beginning. It is 9:03 when United Airlines Flight 175, with 65 aboard, traveling at the speed of 590 miles per hour, smashes into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. This aircraft strikes the corner of the South Tower. It rips a diagonally shaped gash from the 84th to the 78th floors. The South Tower lasts only 56 minutes before it succumbs at 9:59 a.m. The dust cloud billows outward for blocks. Victims stagger away.
The cruel and inhumane attack of the terrorists is grief-stricken to thousands of families in the rest of the world. These 3 terrorist attacks were caused by Islamic extremists, ISIS, Islamic State of Iraq and Levant, and Al-Qaeda. These 2 groups of terrorist organizations have extreme ideology of eradicating all threats by wiping out all enemies, including women and children. Another reason they declared was the external military force intervened in domestic conflicts and warfare by giving military support to the opponent political group. United States and the peacekeeping mission of United Nations were intended to rescue helpless civilians under the torture of Al-Qaeda. According to former CIA analyst Michael Scheuer, who led the CIA's hunt for Osama bin Laden, the Al-Qaeda leader was motivated by a belief that the United States foreign policy has oppressed, killed, or otherwise harmed Muslims in the Middle East, condensed in the phrase, "They hate us for what we do, not what we are." In Shakespearean play Hamlet, revenge is a recurring theme that committed by 4 important characters in the play. Call to revenge is found in most unnatural murder. In Echo Scene Fire Line 25, the ghost of King Hamlet revealed the truth that Claudius murdered him with poison and persuaded young Hamlet to revenge for his death. The value and life of King Hamlet was betrayed by his brother Claudius. and this results in a desire for revenge to Claudius. The second example in the play is when Hamlet attempts to stab Claudius to death. I will do it, and so goes to heaven, so am I revenged, and for that, I, his sole son, to the same villain sent to heaven. In Act 3, Scene 3, line 73 to Hamlet heard the prayer of Claudius and finally believed Claudius is the murderer of his father's death. He wants revenge for King Hamlet, but he hesitates. Explained Claudius will go to heaven if he got stabbed during his prayer. That is, true mercy is a punishment in revenge. Third revenge in the play is when Laertes schemed to murder Hamlet for the death of Polonius. The quote, "I am lost in it, my lord, but let him come. It warns the very sickness in my heart. This is, Hall live and tell him to his teeth, this didst thou." Laertes is glad about Hamlet's return from England. This allows him to slaughter this enemy that stabbed Polonius to death. He revenges for the demise of his father and the madness of his sister. The last example in the play is when Fortinbras, the Prince of Norway, tried to revenge for the lost land and the death of his father by attacking Denmark. The quote was, "As you know by Fortinbras of Norway, Theodore bragged on by most emulate pride, there to the combat in which our valiant Hamlet desolated Fortinbras. To the inheritance of Fortinbras, he been vanquished as by the same covenant, and carriage of the article designed, and it doth well appear unto our state, but to recover of us by strong hand, and turn compulsorily those foresaid land." Young Fortinbras is bold and improving. He has gathered thugs from the lawless outskirts of the country. They are eager to take back the land in revenge for elder Fortinbras' death. In conclusion, revenge has caused the downfall of many people. Its consuming nature causes one to act recklessly through anger rather than reason. Revenge is an emotion difficult to rationalize after the thought grows in one's mind. It is also an extremely powerful tool which can cause more detriment than benevolence. Thank you for watching this video.